Hello students, today as a statistics teacher I am going to start a part of a statistics. After a big break from a class level, we are starting again a statistics chapter. So I am going to remind you again what is statistics. Then we will see how many chapters are there in our this book that is prescribed by our board. There are two books in our statistics, part 1, part 2. So we will see first of all what is our syllabus. Before that, what is statistics, how many chapters are there, and what chapter I am going to start. So first of all, what is statistics? In 11th standard, I told you many times what is statistics. It's a part of, no doubt, commerce, but it plays a very important role. Statistics is a branch of science. That's why a science teacher is in front of you. Statistics is a branch of science in which we collect the data, we group the data, we analyze the data, and we find the inferences or result of that data. So same statistics we are going to continue in this 12th standard also, but now it will be slightly higher than. We know how to collect the data now. We know how to make the group of a data. We know how to analyze the data. We know how to get the result. Now how to utilize in a further studies of a commerce, for that we are going to have some chapters in a 12th standard. There are 4 chapters in a part 1, totally linked with the analyzing of a data, then getting the result. So it's like a continuation of a 11th class. Then second book is partially like a mathematics. I usually say that statistics is the commercial mathematics only. In a maths, we got a commercial mathematics. Similarly, in a commerce also we got a commercial mathematics. So usually I say, and I used to say in a class also, this statistics is like a commercial mathematics that you will realize. So today I am going to select a chapter which is little bit related with the mathematics only. Because after some break between 11th class and 12th class, our mind is also locked down. So first of all, we'll try to open our mind with a chapter where little bit brain or mind is going to be required. Not a big calculation, not a calculator, not a big columns, etc. A simple, some brain will be used to solve the question. Now there is no surprise. I'm going to disclose the name of that chapter. But again, first of all, we'll start with the topic wise. What is statistics? It's a branch of a science again I'm repeating, where we are going to collect the data, we are going to analyze data, we are going to get the result of the data. So that is actually statistics. Then total number of chapters in our 12th standard statistics is very less. Only 9 chapters are there. There are 2 parts of a book, part 1, part 2. In a part 1, we got 4 chapters. All 4 chapters are related with the analyzing of the data and getting the result. Then in a part 2, we got some chapters. Partially it is related with the mathematics. So mathematics teacher is standing in front of you. That we'll see as it comes gradually. Now, surprisingly, today I selected part 2, chapter 1. Now immediately question arises, why I selected part 2, chapter 1? We had 4 chapters in a part 1. Now there is no problem. This chapter 1 is going to come in a first term. So don't be confused that whether it will come in a first term or not. Yeah, this chapter 1 is also going to be in a first term. But today, first of all, let us open our lockdown of brain. So the chapter which is related with little bit using of a brain. So that's why I selected the chapter. This name of this chapter is chapter 1 of a part 2, probability. Now immediately I use the word probability. This word we use in our day-to-day life many times. And this name of this chapter you heard in a 10th standard also. Just recall your memory. The last chapter of a 10th standard was probability. So little bit about the probability you know. And you will surprised to know there are a lot of weightage given to this chapter probability. There are 2 chapters related to a probability and a lot of weightage is given to this chapter. and usually students are getting a lot of confusion in this particular chapter. So during this break also we'll select such a chapter where our exercise of brain is also going to be used, plus this chapter will help you to score the marks also. Now what is probability? Whenever we in our day-to-day life, whenever we come across such type of event where there is a chance of happening of that event, for example, what is the chance of happening of a tomorrow holiday? Maybe 100% if it is Sunday. If it is any type of a national holiday, so again 100%. If there is a doubt, then 50%. So probability means chance of happening of the occasion or a event. So definition we are waiting for. After completion of a first exercise, then we will get a proper definition of a probability. So here, first of all, we are talking only about the meaning of a probability. Whenever we deal with such an event where event can happen or cannot happen, then that comes under the heading of probability. Remember in 11th class, whenever we were solving the question, after solving the question, what I was telling you last, see the answer of this question. Probably answer of this question is same as the backside. So I was using probability many times, or the word probability many times in 11th class. So this word is known to us, but today we are going to see some topics related to a probability. Whenever you deal with such an event whose chance of happening is going to be there, then we use the word probability. Definition we are waiting for. Reason for selection of this chapter is because it is a brain work. Now we will try to open our brain, then slowly we will go to the part 1 where not only brain, then calculative ability is also going to be done. Here in this chapter we don't require a lot of calculators. It will be like a simple calculations. So that's why I selected this chapter. Plus weightage of this chapter is also more. One more thing is, this chapter usually students avoid in a regular study because it's a 5th chapter of a first term, means it becomes the last chapter of a first term. And then student after doing 4 chapters, they usually tired for getting this chapter number 5. So I am starting with the chapter number 5 according to the order of our syllabus. Okay, probability, introduction, meaning I told you, definition we are going to wait for. Now there are certain topics related to this probability. Now when we are going to talk the probability, we will deal with that event which is called as a random experiment. Means when we are going to deal with the event, that event will be called as a random experiment. Now immediately the word experiment surprises us, because this word experiment is totally linked with science student. When we are talking about the experiment, then usually what it comes in our mind, that we will have to do some practical, etc. So it is different from a science experiment. Now how random experiment is different from a science experiment, that we are going to understand. Random experiment means that that event whose all the possible outcomes are known to us. But what outcome is going to occur, that you will come to know when you will perform that experiment. For example, random experiment and a science experiment. In science experiment, as a science teacher also I am telling you, in a science experiment, you know the result, and doing that experiment, you will have to bring that result. In a science experiment, you know the result and you will have to bring that result. That is called science experiment. But in this random experiment, you know the result, but you don't know what result is going to come. So there is a little bit difference between a random experiment and a science experiment. Now, some example of a random experiment is tossing up a coin. Now if I toss the coin, I know both the outcomes. Either head will come or tail will come. But I am not sure which is going to come. So that is best example of a random experiment. Science experiment, students are asked to find the or to confirm a Ohm's law that you heard in a 10th standard. Ohm's law, then ratio of a V upon I is always constant. So they know the result, they have to confirm that result. So that is called science experiment. A random experiment, result is known, but you don't know what result is going to come. That is called random experiment. Now, most important topic under the heading of this probability is sample space. If you know how to make a sample space, then you can solve many questions of chapter 1 and chapter 2 of part 2. So first of all, we'll try to understand what the sample space is. Whenever you are performing any event or an experiment, if you know all the possible outcome, then all the possible outcome of that particular event is called as a sample space. For example, if I am tossing the coin, if I toss the coin, there are going to be two possibilities. Either I will get head or I will get a tail. If I am tossing the coin, a dice, so I will get up 6 outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 outcomes. If I got the blocks of an alphabet, you know, blocks of alphabets are available for a primary classes. That 2 by 2 of a boxes are available for a primary classes. There the letters are written A, B, C, D, E. Suppose I got a 26 letters of this blocks of alphabets. Now if somebody is asking me, okay, you want to select the event of getting only vowels. So as soon as now we know there are 5 vowels. Immediately we can get out that 5 vowels, and my event will be like this. A is equal to A, E, I, O, U. This is called sample space. So come on, I told you how to write. Now simultaneously what I am doing is I am telling you how to write the sample space. Use a big or a capital letters to represent that particular event. Then event will be written in a curly bracket, and as far as possible the elements should be written in a small letters and within a capital letter within this curly bracket. So sample space is known to us now. All the possible outcome of any event or happening is called as a sample space. Sample point is this individual event. Individual events means head, tail, or 1, 2, 3. If suppose I say, if I am throwing a dice, if I say I want the sample points of getting even number. So see, even numbers are 2, 4, 6. So that is called as a sample point. All individual outcomes of any event or a happening is called, happen means happening, is called sample point. Now, last one is, there are 2 types of a sample space. For time being, just like the introduction, there are 2 types of a sample space. One is called finite sample space, and another one is called infinite sample space. Finite of a sample space or finite sample space, if I cut this off, then it becomes a nice word. Finite sample space or infinite sample space. Now what is finite sample space? If total number of outcome you can calculate. For example, your total number of outcome is 2. So we can count this total number of outcome. So it comes under the heading of a finite sample space. You will say, sir, it's very easy. But what about infinite sample space whose total number of outcome you cannot count? For example, now best example of this we heard in 11th class also. That is life period of any bulb. It's a best example of infinite sample space. If I am asking you what is the life period of any bulb which we are using in our day-to-day life, you will not be able to say whether it will be of a 1 day or a 10 days or a 1 year. So that comes under the heading of a infinite sample space. So student, today intentionally I selected that topic where little bit brain work will be there. In 11th standard, we involved in a lot of calculation. Now, being a lockdown, our brain is also locked down for some days. So to open the brain, I have selected this chapter. Then tomorrow onwards, or next session onwards, we will be selecting some real topics of this probability. Definition of probability is still awaited. Only I told you meaning of a probability. Definition of probability you will get it after the exercise 1. Okay, today this much only. Thank you.